And it's beginning. Perfect, we're live. So yeah, this is the week's topic. And the video, both the video of the exercises and all the vocabulary is concerning this topic. Now, to begin the week, we are going to do a little bit of reading. And for that, we will go directly to the vocabulary. Okay, so we're going to begin with the first word, which is this one. Pronunciation, go. Show.
Yes, crucial. Adjective.
Perfect.
Crucial.
Extremely important
That's
because
right.
it will affect other things.
Exactly. Easy, no? Similar
Yes.
to Spanish. We only need to know the pronunciation. Let's go to the next one. Connie.
Susceptible.
Good.
Susceptible.
Susceptible.
Mhm.
Susceptible to something very likely to be influenced, harmed, or affected by something.
Sorry again. Affected in present.
Affected
Much better.
by something. He's highly susceptible to flattery.
What?
Flattery?
Okay. Yeah, we need to know this one. Pronunciation.
Flattery?
Open more. Flat.
Flattery?
Exactly. Flattery.
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 Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One time.
He's highly susceptible to flattery.
Again. What?
Flattery.
Again. Look at the syllables.
Flattery.
Number one. Flat.
Flat.
Number two.
Flattery.
Excellent. Yes. He's highly susceptible to.
Flattery.
Perfect. Now, what's the collocation? What's the collocation? What is the connector that is usually used with susceptible?
To.
Exactly. So mentalize that, guys, okay? Susceptible to. Not susceptible for, not susceptible with, not susceptible by. Okay. Perfect. Let's go to the next one. Christian, what's up? Good morning, bro.
Good morning.
Oh, man. Let's go.
Bring about.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Bring something about, to make something happen. What brought about the change in his attitude?
Yeah. That's right. This is a phrasal verb. It's pretty advanced. Do you understand it? That one's tricky, no?
Yes, kind of.
To bring about. What brought about the change in his attitude? What caused? What? This was caused. This is the synonym over here. What caused? What made? What? Exactly. Bring about similar to cause. To cause or make. Another example can be his addiction to his addiction to gaming brought about a lot of problems in his financial life or in his financial record, right? A lot of gambling brought about a lot of problems in his financial record. That's an example that I can come up with. Give me an example, Grace.
Sorry, can you repeat that example?
The what? Gambling. This is gambling. Gambling brought about a lot of financial problems to his life.
Okay.
What do you think? Don't.
Medical problems
Okay.
bring about don't sleep very well.
Make a problems bring about. Okay, can be. Give me a noun because don't sleep is a verb, an action. So you need a noun. When you bring something,
Sleeping bad.
sleeping bad, kinda, can be. Sleeping bad. Sleeping is correct, but bad that doesn't sound good. What about issues? Issues, problems. You know what I mean?
Sleeping problems?
Aha, yeah, that sounds more like it. Aha, using sleeping as an adjective. Okay, one more time.
Medical problems bring something. Sleeping problems?
Eliminate something because the sleeping problems are the something.
Okay.
Aha.
Medical problems bring
Mhm.
sleeping issues.
Sleeping issues. Incomplete.
Bring about sleeping issues.
Exactly. That is correct. Bring about sleeping issues. Very nice. Or you can also say medical problems bring sleeping issues about. You know, you can separate the phrasal verb and introduce the word between.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
That's the thing. Bring sleeping problems about or bring about sleeping problems. That's the one. Perfect. So the next one, the next word is this one. Who is Samsung SMA325? Is it Luis?
No, I think so. It's me.
It's Isra. Okay.
Yes. I
Yeah,
changed my.
You have the cell phone's model as a name. All right, no problem. So Isra, help me with the next one.
It's prevent.
Yeah, very good.
Prevent.
to stop somebody from doing something, to stop something from happening. Prevent something, the accident could have been prevented.
Easy, no?
Yep.
Is the verb. We're talking about stopping a problem, right? Can you give me an example with the word prevent, man?
Okay, it could be if you have more information, you could prevent to make my decisions.
Prevent to, eliminate to. One more time.
Okay, if you have more information, you could prevent to make bad decisions.
Again, eliminate to.
Prevent, make.
Okay, now prevent is a verb and make is a verb.
Exactly. Prevent making bad decision.
Excellent, that's correct. Yes, of course. Can prevent making bad decisions. Perfect. Perfect. Let's go to the next one. Cool.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear my name.
Let's go.
George.
Yes, of course. No, it's not George.
George?
Exactly.
Gorge.
That's right.
George. George.
Exactly. George is a person.
No. Gorge, a deep, narrow valley with steep sides. Synonym canyon.
Sorry, what kind of sides did you say?
Steep sides.
Double E? Pronunciation?
Steep.
Exactly.
Steep.
That's right. Something that is steep. This is, let me show you a picture. Now let's say rising or falling quickly, not gradually. Steep hill, steeple. Yeah. Like let's say steep gorge. Steep gorges. Watch this. This is not considered a mountain, right? But it has a certain altitude where you can reach, right?
Yes.
This type of thing is steep. The way it falls down to the ground. That is not slightly, it's directly to the ground. You know?
Yes.
So that's what a gorge is, something similar, is something that is steep. You know? Talking about natural rocks and formations. Okay.
Okay, yes, this is.
Very good. Next one. Connie.
Tragic.
That's right.
Tragic.
Tragic makes you feel very sad, usually because somebody has died or suffered a lot. He was killed in a tragic accident at the age of 24.
That's right. Tragic. Again,
Okay.
for us, for Mexican people, it's very easy because it's very similar to Spanish.
Mhm.
You know? So that's not a problem. Perfect. Let's go to the next one. Luis. Hello, man.
Hello.
Let's go, man.
Defect.
Perfect.
Defect.
The stress is in the
Okay.
first syllable. Defect, sorry.
Defect.
Exactly.
Okay. A fault in something or in the way it has been made, that means that it is not perfect. Okay.
Right? That one is easy too, no? Because it's also similar to Spanish.
Yes.
It is considered C1 because for other countries or for other
Are
languages,
the same.
no. For other countries, is the opposite. It's a very different word. But for Spanish in particular, it's very similar.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
let's go to the next one. Go, Chris.
Scrutiny.
Scrutiny.
Very good.
Scrutiny. Careful and complete examination.
Mm.
The argument doesn't really stand up to scrutiny. Foreign policy has come under close scrutiny recently. The documents should be available for public scrutiny.
I like the synonym. The synonym is inspection.
Inspection.
Yeah, that's another a very good reference.
Mhm.
Mhm. Very good. All right. The next one. Ikra.
Occur,
That's right.
Occur.
occur. Okay, it's to happen.
That's right.
Okay, when exactly did the incident occur? Okay. Mhm.
That one's easy.
Yep.
Easy peasy. Very good. Right. The last word that we're gonna use is this one. Tell me intro.
Sorry, my mouse rebelled to me. Collapse.
Very good.
Collapse.
To fall down or fall in suddenly, often after breaking apart. Yes.
That's right. Remember, we are talking about engineering. We are talking about design. So one of the things that we are going to consider is buildings, constructions, land, mountains, land formations. We're talking about places like places where you build stuff. So the word collapse is a very common thing in this context. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If we have another vocabulary, I will be writing it in our vocabulary, okay? But right now we have this already done. This is the vocabulary that we have up to this moment. Okay.
Okay.
Any question?
No.
Perfect. Let's begin with the reading. Perfect. Let's begin with the first paragraph. And the reading is called Why Bridges Collapse. Well, that's an interesting one. So, Connie, help me with paragraph number 1.
Okay, some of the biggest and most expensive transportation projects in the world have involved building bridge. Bridge are
What have they have involved?
building
Building what?
bridge,
Bridge is only one.
bridges.
Much better. Read again.
Okay, some of the biggest and most expensive transportation projects in the world have involved building bridges.
Nice.
Bridges are crucial links that carry cars, trucks, and trains across bodies of water, mountain gorges,
Perfect.
or other roads. As a result, they are one of the most important aspects of civil engineering.
Watch out. It doesn't say or.
Sorry?
It doesn't say or.
Oh, got it. As a result, they are one of the most important aspects of civil engineering
Much better.
and are subject to intense scrutiny, especially when they collapse.
Excellent, girl. Very good. Very, very nice. Okay, what does the introduction is? What is the introduction communicating?
That the bridges are when the bridges collapse,
Mhm.
they are always under to intense scrutiny
Yeah.
because they are expensive.
Good. Good. Wait, where are we saying that it is expensive? Well, it doesn't say that it's because it is expensive, you know? It only says that, yeah, they need scrutiny. What kind of, in this particular paragraph, we have the definition of bridges.
Yes.
What are bridges?
Bridges are crucial links that carry cars, trucks, and trains across bodies of water, mountain gorge, or other roads.
Again, want to what?
Gorges
Much better. Mountain
and
gorges.
other roads.
Excellent, girl. Perfect. All right, that's it. That's much better. Good definition. That's a bridge. Let's continue with the next one. Go, Israel.
Okay. Bridge collapses can be tragic events, leading to loss of life and serious property damage.
Sorry again. What happens after bridge collapses?
Okay. Well, this can be tragic event.
Hmm.
Why? Because it's possible it's possible to lose of life.
Okay, that's the. My question is not to explain. My question is to make you pronounce things again. Again.
Okay, it's leading to loss of life.
Okay. We have to go through this word. How do you pronounce this one?
Lead.
Yes, you need to make associations with words. You know the word leader, right?
Okay, yes.
Leader comes from the verb lead, right? And to lead is to direct something, right? In this particular case, yes, more like showing or connecting to things. Say, to go in a particular direction, to cause. Yeah, what about number 4?
Lead to something, to have something as a result.
You see? So something is going to be the result of something.
Yes.
Got it. This is the one that we have here.
Okay, I got it. Leading to loss of life
Exactly.
and serious property damage. That's why bridge engineers, designers, and builders must always take their jobs very seriously.
Good. Who must always take their jobs very seriously again?
The designers and builders
And who else?
of the bridge engineering.
That's a one pronunciation.
Engineers and it's a
Right.
engineers.
Kinda. The stress, the different syllable.
And engineers.
Where's the stress? Focus on the stress.
Okay, the stress in this is in the third in the third syllable.
So pronunciation?
Engineer. Engineer.
Exactly.
Engineer.
That's right. So let's read it again.
Okay, that's why bridge engineers, designers, and builders must always take their jobs very seriously.
Nice.
Okay, the best way for them to prevent these accidents is to understand why bridge collapsed in the first place. Understanding bridge collapses can lead to major changes in the design,
Perfect.
construction, and safety of future buildings projects. The following are 9 reasons why bridge fall.
Again?
The following are 9 reasons why bridges fall.
Okay, much better. Yeah, because that's the point of pronouncing plural versus singular. Bridges.
All right.
You know? Okay, can you explain this paragraph to us?
Yes, in this paragraph, we see why the bridge engineers,
Who again?
designers, engineers, oh my God,
You said third syllable.
engineers,
Excellent.
the bridge engineers, designers, and builders must take their jobs very seriously.
Mhm.
Why? Because they work, bring about
Excellent.
the bridge's falls.
The bridges falls. Fall is a verb.
No, the
Doesn't make sense.
bridges fall. The bridges fall.
Yeah, fall is a verb. When you say bring about, you need a noun because you
Okay,
provoke something.
the bridges fall down.
Fall down is a verb.
Mm,
You need a noun.
but I have bridges.
Yeah, bridges is the thing, the subject. Bring about. No, sorry. They bring about the bridges. What happens to the bridges?
Fall.
Fall is a verb. You need a noun.
Well, the bridges. I don't know. I didn't catch. Why do I need a noun?
Because when you bring about, you bring something about.
The bridges.
But the bridges is not what you bring about. is not what you provoke, not what you cause. What happens to the bridges?
Okay. They is bring about bridges collapse.
Exactly. Collapse is a noun. No?
Mm. No, I can't see because I understand bridges is my noun.
Yeah,
So
but
collapse.
that's not the one that is caused. Bring about is similar to cause.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Can you cause a building?
No,
Can you cause a bridge? Exactly.
no. They were cause bridges collapse.
Exactly. So you
Okay.
cause. Now you understand.
Yeah.
You don't cause
Yeah.
a bridge,
Yes, I got it. Yeah.
right? Very nice. Very nice. That's much better. So they should take their jobs very seriously because of that. I like it. Yes. What about? I think that's pretty much the reading. Yes, that's no problem. What is the negative part of not taking these jobs seriously?
Okay. I think the most important part is the losing of lives.
Good. That one. Can you repeat that? The what?
Okay. The most important part is losing of lives.
Losing of lives. Okay. Losing is the ing of the verb lose.
Yes.
Do you agree? But you don't say losing of lives because losing,
Exactly.
there is a noun. There is a noun that can correspond to lose. Which one is it?
Is to lose.
No, a noun.
Losing lives.
Losing is not a noun. Well, it can be, but that's not the noun that we are looking for. You're pronouncing this. Okay, you're saying losing.
Uh-huh.
lose,
You need to see this.
Loss.
loss,
You see, one
Okay.
is the faculty of losing something is called loss.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
One more time.
Okay, so it's the most important things is losing.
Again,
or
what is a noun?
loss.
Exactly. It's loss.
loss,
This is lose, the verb, and this is loss, the noun.
Yeah, got it. The most important thing is loss of lives.
Exactly. The loss of lives. That's correct. Okay. Any question? Hello.
I think I need to add article va. The most important thing is
Excellent.
the loss of lives.
Excellent. That is totally correct. Totally correct. The loss of lives. Very good. Much better. That's much better. Very good. All right. Let's continue with the next one, which is fire. Help me, Luis.
Fire. Historically, more bridges were made of wood and were much more susceptible to fire. This was particularly true of old-fashioned fashioned fashion
Fashioned or fashion?
fashioned, not
All right. When a verb ends in N,
fashioned.
exactly. That's much better. One more time.
This was particularly true of old-fashioned train bridges, where the spark rates by the steel wheels and steel tracks. Or
Okay, one more time.
sometimes,
What happened to the spark?
create
Creates is it creates is in present. What is the past participle of create?
created.
Much better. One more time.
Okay. Where the spark created by the steel wheels and steel tracks could sometimes cause a bridge to catch fire and burn to the ground.
Excellent. That sounds better. Very good. All right. In a moment, you are going to explain this one here, but let's first check attendance with Yesi. Yesi, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Good
Hello,
morning
girl.
to everyone. Hi.
Morning.
So we are going to say assessment.
Yes, please.
Cristian Rios.
Here, present. Good
Hi,
morning.
Cristian. Good morning. Thank you. Connie Rodriguez.
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning, Connie. Thank you. Itze Bejarano.
Not here.
Thank you.
Mm-mm.
Jesus Cruz.
No, he left early. Yes, he came.
All right. And Luis Alejandro.
Present here.
That's right. And
Hi,
Israel
Alejandro.
yes, girl.
Thank you so much. So that's all.
Yes, that's all.
All right. Thank you. Good
See you
day.
later. Perfect. So tell me, Luis, what's the problem with fire?
It's more easy that the bridges were made of wood are susceptible to fire, to burn.
Okay. Can you repeat that?
It's more easy that the bridges which are made of wood
Okay.
were more susceptible to fire, to burn.
That you are duplicating information because susceptible is similar to more easy.
Okay.
You know. Now, before we continue, more easy is incorrect. How do
Easier?
you exactly the comparatives?
Yeah.
We need to take them into consideration. One more time.
Okay. The bridges which were made of wood
Mhm.
are more susceptible or easier than are much susceptible to burn. No?
To burn. Okay. Now you change the idea because now you are telling literal information that is in the text. So I
Okay.
don't know. Find other words to explain the same thing. Easier was a good idea.
Okay. The bridges were made of wood are easier to burn.
Excellent. Easier to burn. Good.
Than the bridges which are made of steel.
Okay, very nice.
And that material was used like the old-fashioned style of making or building bridges.
Much better. Excellent. So it was an old-fashioned style. Very good. Yes, that's right. I suggest that you extract vocabulary from, well, kinda. Burn was a good option, but you can also check this one. To catch.
Catch.
Yes. Every time we are talking about fire and talking about burn, the difference between catching fire or burning is that when something burns is intentional. When something catches fire, it's not.
Okay, or flammable exists?
Yeah, but that's not a verb.
Okay.
You know, we're talking about burn, birth, and catch fire, birth.
Okay.
Both are kind of similar. The difference is the intention. Catch fire was not intention to be burned.
Okay.
Got it? That probably I must include it in the vocabulary. Let me take a
Okay.
note on this. To catch fire, to burn unintentionally. Very good. Excellent, man. Let's continue with the next one. Help me, Chris.
During construction, a large number of bridge accidents occur during the construction of the bridge itself. These accidents are often due to an error made by the engineers, such as a miscalculation. The bridge collapsed under its own weight.
Sorry, what happens to the bridge?
The bridge collapses
Much better.
under its own weight, and this can be deadly for the workers on it and the time.
That's right. Tell me what happens during construction.
Can be during the construction can have accidents.
Exactly. Who can have accidents? You're missing a subject.
The bridge or the building.
Kinda, because the building doesn't have accidents. An accident is like a human problem.
The workers.
Yes, much better. Exactly. Say again.
During the construction, the workers can have accidents.
Yeah.
Occurring the construction of the bridge itself.
Very nice. Very, very, very nice. And what can happen to them?
The building or the workers?
To the workers.
The workers? Well, they can have accidents, so like the bridge collapsed on their over them.
Can be, okay, but we don't have that information. The information is not in the reading.
Not.
What about this one? Read this line, the last line.
The bridge collapses under its own weight, and this can be deadly for the workers on it at the time.
What is that?
If the bridge collapses, it can be deadly for the workers.
Excellent. Find other synonyms to describe deadly, or other words to describe the same idea.
Murder.
Okay, can be. Murder is not equivalent. Similar to what happened to catch fire and burn, no? To catch fire is when it's intentional. To murder is when it's intentional too.
Okay.
So you're close.
Fatal, cruel.
Very nice pronunciation. perspective.
Fatal.
Excellent.
Fatal.
Aha. Complete.
If the bridge collapses under its own weight, it can be fatal for the workers.
Very good, brother. Very, very good. Excellent job. That's paraphrasing. Let's go to the next one. Go, Connie.
Earthquakes.
Good.
Earthquakes damage all structures, including bridges. Luckily, this kind of collapse is relatively infrequent, especially
Sorry
with
again.
modern-
What is this kind of collapse?
relatively
Much better.
infrequent,
Exactly.
especially with modern bridges. Engineers have learned to design bridges in earthquake zones on areas that are more resistant to movement.
Very good. What can you tell about earthquake accidents?
This is not something that happens frequently.
Correct.
Engineers have learned to design bridges in these areas that have more movement,
Mhm.
and they are resistant to it.
Yes, very nice. Very good. It's important to know the area in this case. That was easy. Let's go to the next one. Israel.
Okay, is by defect.
Mhm.
Some bridge collapses are mysterious.
Oh, again, what are them?
Some bridge collapses
Uh-huh.
are mysterious.
Okay, what is the name of something that you don't know how it happened?
Mystery.
Okay. It's with Y. Okay. Yep, you are correct.
Mystery.
If this is the singular, what's the plural?
Mysteries.
Exactly. This E doesn't sound.
Okay.
Got
I
it?
say mysterious. Mysteries.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, it's a final. Okay. By defect, some bridges collapses are mysteries, and engineers only realize right after they conduct a complete investigation. In some cases, this could happen because inferior quality material was used in the construction or because of a defect in a key piece of the bridge. In other cases, the bridge was designed only to support a moderate weight and no more.
Okay, again, what happened to the bridge in this case? In other cases, sorry?
In other cases, the bridge was designed
Okay.
only to support a certain amount of weight and no more.
Good. Good. Perfect. So what can you tell about accidents by defect?
Okay, well, I think this is the more common in Mexico. Why?
Good.
Because
What happened? More common? Are you comparing? Or are you
Yes,
speaking about the
more.
top number one?
Okay, this is the most common.
Exactly.
Okay, the most common causes in Mexico.
Mhm.
No, normally, the bridges are designed
Mhm.
for a specific or yes, a specific amount weight.
Amount, weight, connector, two nouns.
Amount of
Excellent.
weight. So, but the builders don't say this information to citizens. So
Mhm.
what happened? Normally the bridge is used to a little cars or only cars. But what happened if a truck use this bridge? Sometimes this is the causes the bridge collapse.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, totally. totally. But okay, but according to the reading,
According to the reading, okay, the first option could be the material.
exactly. Uh-huh.
The,
Option or reason? Reason, no?
Recent. The recent is the first cause of the first cause, the bridge collapses.
So what's the first cause that the bridge collapse?
The quality
Uh-huh.
of material.
Okay, nice. Good. And what is the second cause?
The second is the design of the bridge according to the weight that the bridge can carry.
Good. There is another reason there, apart from weight.
You mean a defect in a key piece of the bridge?
Exactly. That was the second that was mentioned.
Okay.
That's right.
Yes, could be. Yeah.
Right? Very good. Very, very nice. That's it. All right, let's go to the next one. Go, Luis.
Boat or train crash. Sorry. Both of these kinds of accidents are extremely rare, but boats and trains can cause a bridge to collapse for different reasons. With trains, it's the velocity of the impact that can bring a bridge down. With boats, it's the very large mass they have that can bring about the collapse, even if they are moving very slowly when it occurs.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about this one.
When the trains goes very fast, they could occur. No, they could could provoke.
Aha, Spanglish.
Oh, yes.
And
they
word
could
here is this one.
Cause, yes, cause.
Exactly, they can cause as a verb.
Cause, okay, to make something happen. Okay, yes. When the trains goes too fast, they cause and crash and that produce or provoke no, and then cause the I forget the word.
Try to remember that.
The collapse. The
Exactly,
collapse.
the collapse.
The,
There was
the bridge.
another in the vocabulary a synonym for cause. Whenever you are repeating a word too much, a good idea is to use synonyms. What was the synonym for cause in the vocabulary?
Produce? No.
Produce similar to cause? No.
No.
No, get out. To make something happen. Look at this.
Bring?
Incomplete?
The trains.
Wait, but what is the first? What is the synonym? You haven't tell me the synonym.
Bring, no?
It's incomplete. It's not only bring.
Bring about.
Okay. Exactly. Bring about is similar to cause, because only bring is not cause. Bring is, you know, bring me a soda, bring me a coffee, bring me,
Okay.
right? But bring about, that's a transformation. That's the word similar to cause,
Okay.
right? So whenever you feel you're repeating a word too much, use a synonym.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And crash, that's the reason to collapse, no?
Wait, you repeat the whole idea.
Okay. The trains, if a train goes too fast, they can crash and cause the collapse
But you already said
of the
cause.
bridge. Oh, bring about the
Exactly.
collapse.
Excellent, very good. And bring about the collapse. Excellent. That's the way you can learn more vocabulary. When you feel
Okay.
that you're repeating too much, you can use synonyms and your vocabulary will increase a lot.
Okay.
Very nice. Let's go through the last one. Go. Okay, Connie's not there, so let's go. Oh, there you are.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Is the best way to avoid bridge failures is to plan for them modern technologies that can detect structural weakness. Safer working environments and better designs can all help to reduce these terrible accidents.
That's correct. Can you explain the conclusion?
Yes. We can have a plan for avoid the bridges failures.
Watch out for what is a connector when you have a verb in simple form?
To avoid?
To avoid, repeat.
We can use modern technologies to avoid bridges failures.
Very nice.
We can detect the weakness and safer environments. And also make a plan for them.
Exactly. Very good. I like that conclusion. Very good, guys. Very, very good. So yeah, comprehension is easy. Explanation is the issue. I think one of the very interesting things or objectives of the reading day is that you are learning to explain with your own words. This is the ability of an upper intermediate student is to explain in simple words something that is a little bit more complicated because you already have words. So this association of other words and finding other ways to explain is very, very useful for vocabulary. But it's not only vocabulary, it's also using the correct structure and avoiding mistakes. One of the most common mistakes are using comparatives or superlatives. Yeah, a couple of you used more instead of most when it was necessary most, or more easy instead of easier, right? These particular mistakes are very common in the level and can lower your score when you are speaking and when you are writing. So it's super important that we take very much careful on this, very much care in these details, okay? Yeah, vocabulary is extensive. Sometimes it's difficult to understand, but it's also important to know these small mistakes. Okay, and yeah, paraphrasing is the secret. Now, a very important tip that I think is for everybody, not only for Luis. If you feel that you are using the same word very often, very constantly, avoid it using synonyms. And those synonyms are in the vocab, right? Anytime. So please read the vocab, be familiar with the vocab and everything. And I'm going to pass you the vocab for this week's practice, right? I have the video that we are going to study during the week. It's about design and about game areas, playgrounds for kids. It's very interesting because there is something very close and connected between engineering, design, and safety. The reading was speaking about accidents, no? So this particular video talks also about that. The one thing is to have a very well designed place, visually aesthetic, but also safe for kids. Not that they cannot break something in the middle of the play. So there's a very interesting association between safety and engineering, and the vocabulary is about that, okay? So I'm gonna pass it to you a little bit later, and this is going to be the video. If you want to start checking it, I will pass the link to you. Do you have any question right now?
No? No question.
No.
Very nice, guys. Well, we finished early. Very good. Excellent practice. I will see you tomorrow. All right. Happy week.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You too. Have a nice day, Carol. See you later.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, man. See you later.